Why Humans Avoid War, Chapter 18. Biome Point of View. So why exactly was the refugee camp set up on a military base? I asked. Carl's face revealed nothing as he glanced up from his cards. Not everyone believes your little story, Biome. They want to keep an eye on you. Make sure you're not a threat. Wouldn't want you to try anything back on Earth. After the rescue mission on our homeworld, the humans moved us to a military outpost on a terraformed colony. From what I understood, its chief function was as a listening station, though it also could serve as a launch point for a preemptive strike if needed. They cropped up a tent on the premises with relative ease. A tent city on the premises with relative ease, and had ample food reserves to accommodate us at least for a few weeks. Carl had requested a transfer to the refugee camp while he recovered from his injuries, which I was grateful for. I could tell a lot of the Terran soldiers didn't like us from their strained body language and curt replies. The 3 other humans at the table hadn't so much as looked at me throughout the game. I had only been taught this poker game yesterday, but the rules were simple enough. Trying to read the humans for signs of deception was another story. Honestly, this game seemed designed for sociopaths. Did their species derive pleasure from lying? With a frustrated sigh, I folded my hand. Obviously, you humans are much better at lying than me. Carl smirked, raking in my chips. You can't just let us bully you. Sometimes you have to call. Can I look at your cards? Go for it, I grumbled. Biome, why did you fold? The look he gave me seemed almost angry, and I shrunk down in my seat. You had pocket aces. You know that's good, right? Yes, but I don't know what you had. It doesn't matter. That's literally the best starting hand. What did you have? Carl flipped over his cards, revealing a 2 and a 7. I heard a few curses coming from the man next to me. And I was half tempted to drop some colorful language as well. Why would he make a large bet with such a weak hand? It defied all logic. Maybe I'm just not wired for this, I said. Hey, don't give up now. How about instead of worrying about lying, you look at it as a math game? Try to figure out the odds that someone has. A wailing alarm drowned out the end of Carl's explanation, startling me half to death. With its shrill pitch, it was unmissable. I covered my ears, but it did little to muffle the sound. Fear began to creep up on me. Nothing that loud could mean anything good. I glanced at the humans, hoping for some reassurance. They looked puzzled, yet I got the distinct impression they were waiting for orders. Incoming orbital raid. A low, mechanical voice confirmed my concerns. All soldiers to your stations. This is not a drill. All games and leisure were forgotten in an instant. The automated message hadn't even finished before my friend was tugging me by the arm, leading the way out of the lounge. I followed him in a daze. Our peaceful stay at the camp had lulled me into a false sense of security. Who would be foolish enough to attack the invincible Terran military after all? I was tempted to ask, but Carl seemed just as surprised as me. We exited the building with haste, and I took a peek at the pandemonium around us. Terran soldiers were nearly tripping over themselves, racing to their destinations, while the medical personnel were shuffling refugees off to a bunker. A squadron of fighter jets was already lined up on the tarmac, preparing to take off to the skies. The response to the attack was almost immediate. The humans could intercept the enemy before they ever reached the planet. I slowed my pace, trying to catch my breath. Where are we going? I'm taking you to the bomb shelter with the others, Carl replied. I frowned. What about you? Well, they'll want me there too, because I'm not cleared to fly yet. He tightened his grip on my wrist, wordlessly telling me to keep up with him. But I'm getting on a ship, one way or another. I'm coming with you. Something about leaving Carl to fend for himself didn't sit well with me. despite the protests of my self-preservation instincts. Maybe I was trying to convince myself that I wasn't a coward anymore. You need a gunner. I'm your guy. I don't know, but you sound sure. Alright, let's get a move on it. He veered toward the nearest hangar, strides brisk and confident. If anyone stops us, let me do the talking. A few shocked looks were thrown in my direction as we entered the hangar, which I ignored. The structure was packed full of spacecraft, which all looked pristine and well-maintained. Most of them had slim, angular designs, indicating they were built for speed. A few larger craft were present, which were likely the heavy hitters. There was nothing of the flagship's caliber in stock, but it was still a sizable armada. Carl steered us towards a skirmisher. He helped me into the back before climbing behind the steering column. It was a much cozier fit than the craft we flew before. As I fastened my safety harness, I heard the human switch on the comms relay, and a transmission crackled over the speakers. "Pick up, damn it! What in God's name are you doing?" an angry male voice said. Carl cleared his throat. "We're going to kill some alien bastards, sir." "You're not going with that thing in tow," came the reply. My friend's expression darkened. "That thing has a name. Byam flew honorably under Commander Rykov. Rykov is a bleeding heart, and everyone treats the guy like a damn folk hero. He is a hero, and more importantly, he's a good man, but that's beyond the point, sir. I trust Byam with my life. What does an extra set of hands hurt? We have plenty of folks raring to go as is. The first squadron is confronting the enemy now. This will be over soon anyways." A female voice buzzed onto our channel, which I assumed was the emergency frequency. "Sir, we've lost contact with our fighters." "What?" There was a pause, and then a measured response. "How many of them?" "All of them," she replied. The man was stunned to silence, which stretched on for several seconds. "Blondie, you still there?" Carl frowned but didn't correct his name. "Still here, sir." "You're cleared for takeoff. Get that bird off the ground before I change my mind." "Yes, sir." I shifted in my seat as our craft rolled out of the hangar, falling in at the tail end of the queue. If none of the ships sent out in the first wave returned, what did that mean for us? Were they dead? Would we be dead soon? I didn't think there was an army in the galaxy cluster that could trade blows with the humans, let alone annihilate an entire squadron. The thought crossed my mind that it was the AI. Perhaps it had learned from its defeats, and after sufficient study, it was able to replicate or negate Terran technology. That would also explain why a little-known outpost in a fringe system had been attacked. It was here to prove that no escape was possible, or in its words, to reclaim its resources. I tried to shake the idea, but the more I had considered it, the more I was certain it was true. My nerves were replaced by cold resolve. After tasting freedom, if only for a few days, I couldn't go back to life in chains. Death would be free. Death would be preferable. Sorry about tripping over my words in this one. If you liked it, leave a comment and a like down below for me. Subscribe if you will. If you've got a full day ahead of you, I hope it goes well, and if you're going to bed soon, then sweet dreams. See you in the next one. Ciao.